My first 5 years at the University of Utah, I did not buy anything. I had everything that I brought from Africa, even the toilet paper. The toilet paper that I brought from Ethiopia to the University of Salt Lake City. I never used it because the toilet paper at the university was so soft and colorful. When toilet papers were colorful. I had my roll of rough toilet paper for about 5 years with me. I don't want to throw it. I used to move from apartment to apartment because I didn't have enough money. If I can find an apartment for $80 and then if the next month if I found for $74, I would move. Seriously, this is when Salt Lake City was also depressed. You can move. So one day I told a friend she's going to give me a ride to the new apartment, and I was waiting for her by the curbside, and she said, oh, I'm going to ask her husband, I forgot the name now, I'm going to bring his truck. And I was waiting. She came. I had whatever carry on, one roll mattress and something, and then we put it. She said, oh, let's go bring the other stuff. I said, this is what I have. What? Linda Gerler is her name. She still to this day couldn't believe it. What I had was that. Then I made some investment. I bought a mountain bike that cost $400, 18 gear. And I was so stupid I couldn't afford to buy a helmet. My roommate bought me a helmet. Then I bought a car. Then by the time I was like 6-7 years in this country, I had plenty of stuff that I needed a truck to move. And then, so, also when because my research takes me back to Africa, every time I come back, I go back. I get that vaccine, that beautiful vaccine against consumerism. But when I come back, it doesn't last as long as the original one. It doesn't last as long as the original one. Well, now, the vaccine that I get, after 2 months, I need another sleeping bag. This sleeping bag is not down, not minus 30 degrees. I need this and so this vaccination against consumerism, I hope we all get it. I hope we get it. I hope somebody invents it. And I don't know if you can see, there are some things that I wrote in here also. When I go to the clinic, they ask me, are you allergic to things? No. Is there any family history? No. At home, if somebody dies in bed, what a lucky person. God took that person while they were sleeping. They might have had a heart attack, but we don't have any history. So I have here, I don't have anything. I'm not allergic to things, but maybe I'm allergic to some consumerism. So, what makes me sad when I go back to Africa is also, I see the luxury that I have here. I see the stuff that we have here. I see the excess thing that we have here. I see the forks and the airport plastic things that we use today that are going to go down on the garbage or recycling right away today. I'm not talking Heather or anybody here, but it's just, we have so much thing in here. I'm lucky, I'm a professor at Carleton College, if I have not told you that earlier, or if Chris haven't told you, but you know, the resource that I have at Carleton is unbelievable. The whiteboard, the blackboard. Look at this is the blackboard at the University of Dar es Salaam in Tanzania. The blackboard is turning to be a whiteboard. A country that has all sorts of things. A country that is just so rich, does not have anything to improve the school that was built in maybe some 50 years ago. This blackboard was probably that old. How can you write in here? This is actually, we use this for our students. This classroom is in the archaeology classroom. The chalk is white. We have not invented another color of chalk yet. Look at this, how these people are creative. The plastic bag. I have a plastic bag story, but it's becoming almost 7:25, and I don't know if I can keep you here, but if you have to leave, you can also leave. That boy spends all day selling plastic bags, and in the afternoon he goes to school. When I learned that plastic bags were free at the Safeway in Salt Lake City in 1985 or 86, I said, what a free country. They give you these plastic bags every day at the grocery store for free. The other guy is sharpening knives. A bike turned up. He's using his bike. Labor. This is again in Dar es Salaam. So when we see this, when I see this, when I go back, I'm enjoying as a foreigner in Dar es Salaam all the luxury, all the animals, all the mountains, but at the same time I see these things and that scar hurts again and again. These are a lot of boys. This is earlier what one of you guys was talking about. This is in southern Ethiopia, beautiful, nice country. All the boys are playing. You never see any girl. Girls have to work. They cannot go to school. Okay, so there's so much that is unfair, unjust out there. In many parts of Africa, nobody has clean water. I think somebody's going to talk tomorrow, or somebody talked. Who was the kid who was in Tanzania this past fall? I think I suggested actually to Chet, the director of the program, that they need to study this lake fluctuation in Lake Manyara. This was my suggestion. Carol, Chris, and I were there, and I'm telling the director in the fall. So he must have suggested to one of the students who's going to present. I forgot, I'm trying to find. What's your name?
Sean.
Sean. Yeah. So Sean is, he was handed a project from me through chat to study the lake fluctuation. But his presentation, tomorrow or today? Tomorrow. His presentation, I don't want to steal, but his presentation tomorrow is going to be beautiful. Okay? Yeah, so look at this thing. This guy who's collecting water is my assistant. The jug, one of them was used for oil, and the other one was a tomato can or tomato paste. Those are commodity. Those are very, very vital. What do we do? What do I do now? I don't know. I can talk about it, but what I do is if I use a tomato from a can, I feel good by putting that in the recycling bin. Hopefully it will be recycled. But this part of the world, they have also money to buy guns and buy tanks. I got this map. I don't know if it's clear, but it's from the web. There are 15 countries at war today in Africa. They like to fight. But they're not fighting with the tools that they make at home, with the hand axe or with the obsidian hand axe. They're getting tanks, whether it's from the ex-Soviet Union or planes that are F-15 from this part of the world. The blue colors that you see, the different shade of blue, it shows how many refugees there are from each country. The deepest blue tells you there are over 250,000 refugees in that country. The light blue is somewhere between 50 to 200 million. There are so many displaced people within that continent. And one of you was talking about the refugees, political asylum in Denmark. She's right. In fact, on the picture that she has, is it Anna? Where is Anna? Yeah, the kids they look like me. I'm sure they're coming probably from, Israel, Eritrea, Ethiopia, or Somalia. Refugees are everywhere today. And I was invited to give a talk about refugees at Carleton many, many years ago, and I said refugee is not new, even might be as old as mankind. But there is a good sign. I've told you so much sad, so much, about my scar that get hurt. There is always hope. This is a water delivering truck. It says, do not lose hope. No condition is permanent. There is hope in Africa. And the hope is very simple. I couldn't believe it. I think, let's see what this next slide is. This is what you will see in Africa. There are these telephone towers, cell phone towers everywhere in the middle of nowhere. It's only if you have been to Africa that you will know what is in the middle of nowhere. If you have been to Idaho or Montana, it's not in the middle of nowhere. The cell phone companies, they don't fight in Africa. They are happy to put 5 of them together. Not like AT&T or Verizon that they have to put miles apart or they couldn't share one antenna. The companies in Africa, they don't mind sharing them because it saves them a lot. Maybe they generate the same electricity and supply them, or they can hire one Maasai and guard them. But my cell phones work in the middle of nowhere in Africa. Last weekend I was in Granite Falls, 2 hours west of Northfield, Minnesota, camping with my family. My cell phone didn't work. My cell phones in Africa, when I was calling Carol Dickerman from wherever, have all the bars that I can get. Your cell phones, I don't know if they have the bars in this building.